Hi, boys and girls. This one, you can see me. So, hopefully the math lesson was all right and you understood what was happening. So, I want to do a second video for you today because I want to read you another story. So, let's talk a little bit about the story that we read yesterday. So, yesterday, the story that we read was a first-hand account of the writer in that case. So a first-hand account of something means it happened to that person. And then in that case in the case of Jennifer, when we read her story yesterday, it was her first-hand account of her trip to Antarctica. So today I want to read you a story. It's called Cold Science. So it's going to be an informational text. It is still going to have to do with ecosystems and Antarctica and places like that. So they kind of go together. And this particular story is a second-hand account. So what that means is that the story is based on research and reading. The author did not actually go and experience these things himself. So just to recap, yesterday's story was a first-hand account. The author actually experienced those things and then wrote about them. Today's is a second-hand account. So the author of this particular piece did some reading, did some research on the topic, did not actually go to these places. So this is called Cold Science, and this is more of an informational text. Maybe you can see there's a picture there of Antarctica. So first off the bat, this piece talks about Palmer Station in Antarctica, which you may remember from yesterday's story. Jennifer was actually at Palmer Station in Antarctica. At Palmer Station in Antarctica, scientists live and work in a world of ice. A giant sheet that covers the continent helps scientists at Palmer Station understand an environment that doesn't exist anywhere else on Earth. Home away from home. And here's an actual picture of Palmer Station. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Palmer Station is one of the 3 bases in Antarctica operated by the United States. It is located on Anvers Island, just west of the Antarctic Peninsula in the northwestern part of the continent. Scientists at Palmer Station live at the base year-round and perform field studies in the surrounding environment. One visiting winner, Kate Madden, said, "This town has a single purpose, and everyone here is part of it. Scientific research on the Antarctic coastal ecosystem." So they talked a little bit about ecosystems in the other story as well. And in this account, the writer is saying that scientists live at Palmer Station in Antarctica for the purpose of research, for the purpose of researching the Antarctic ecosystem. Excuse me. Let's read on further. Frozen sculptures. The unique features of the Antarctic landscape give the scientists at Palmer Station many frozen clues to use in their research. Antarctica is a glacier country. A glacier is a mass of ice and snow formed on land over thousands of years. A glacier slowly moves across land due to gravity and its great weight. The Arctic ice sheet, an enormous glacier, covers 98% of the continent and contains approximately 5 million square miles of ice, averaging 7,000 feet thick. Wow, that's a lot of ice. The Antarctic ice sheet is the largest single mass of ice on Earth, and it contains about 70% of Earth's fresh water. Something we need. Nearly half of Antarctica's coastal line is made up of thick floating ice called ice shelves. Ice shelves result from the Arctic ice sheet's movement towards the coastline. They form where the ice sheet meets the water. Palmer Station is located near the Larsen Ice Shelf. And then I want to show you this picture here. There's a picture. And that says 90% of our planet's ice is found in Antarctica. As I continue reading, I want you to think about a couple of questions. Why is Antarctica so important to life on Earth, even though it is located far away from most places on the planet? That's an important question to think about. Why do ice shelves form? So those two questions, be thinking about those as I read on. Icebergs can be seen on the frigid waters near Antarctica's coast. An iceberg is a large mass of floating ice broken off from a glacier or ice shelf. Icebergs can be the size of an automobile or a small country. An iceberg's movement is influenced by ocean currents and winds. Eventually, icebergs melt and disappear. Scientists at Palmer Station study how the Arctic ice sheet moves and how the temperatures of the ocean change over time. They learn how changes to the ice sheet and ice shelves affect animals that live in Antarctica. The scientists' work also helps them understand how changes in Earth's climate can impact the rest of the world. And then here's a picture of an iceberg. That's what you can see above water. There's more ice under the water. And the caption is, scientists at Palmer Station believe that many icebergs come from the Wilkins Ice Shelf when it broke apart in 2008. Here's the third and final question that I want you to think about. Why do you think people have not settled in Antarctica? Windiest, driest, coldest is the title of this section. Antarctica is a place of climate extremes. Did you know that that it is the windiest place on Earth? During a blizzard, the wind in Antarctica is so strong that it could change the shape of ice and rocks. The strongest winds are found along the coast of the continent and the Antarctic Peninsula. Antarctica may not be hot, but much of the continent is the driest place on Earth. It is a desert. It is. Because the air is so cold and dry, it is hard for clouds to form and make rain or snow in the central part of the continent. Not only is Antarctica the world's driest desert, it is also the largest. The temperature in Antarctica, sorry about that. There was a little blurb on my screen. I fixed it. The temperature in Antarctica's interior during the winter can get as cold as negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. However, in summer, the temperature along the Arctic Peninsula can climb to almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Because the conditions in Antarctica can be so harsh, scientists are very busy there during the warmer summer season. During certain weeks in the summer, the sun does not set at all. There is daylight 24 hours a day. The warm temperatures cause the ice along the coast to melt and can impact Antarctica's wildlife. Antarctica's wildlife. Zoologists are scientists who study wildlife from very small to very large. At Palmer Station, scientists measure temperatures on the coast and in the ocean. They also get information from satellites that orbit the Earth. This information helps zoologists learn how challenges in climate affect the krill, seabirds, and other animals that make up Antarctica's ecosystem. Krill live in the seas surrounding Antarctica. Similar to shrimp in size and structure, an individual Antarctic krill is about 2 inches long. Krill is an important source of food for much larger fish, birds, and mammals. Thousands of krill swim together in swarms, making it easy for whales, seals, and penguins to catch them. Dragonfish, cod, and icefish live in the Southern Ocean, which surrounds Antarctica. These fish species mainly live at the bottom of the ocean and feed on krill and other creatures. Starfish, squid, and sea spiders live in the Southern Ocean as well. That might be hard to see, but that pink area, that's all krill swimming together. It's a lot of krill. Seals can be found relaxing in the cold waters of Antarctica. Of the many different types of seals in Antarctica, the elephant seal is the largest. A male elephant seal can weigh up to 8,000 pounds. Many scientists believe that seals are most similar to otters and skunks. On the other hand, other scientists believe seals are more closely related to bears. Seals are able to hold their breath for a long time while swimming underwater. Some seals can swim up to 50 miles a day when they are hunting for krill, fish, and penguins. Enormous whales live in the Southern Ocean too. Like other mammals, whales need air to live. Most mammals, such as seals, breathe through their nose and mouths. Whales, however, breathe through an opening at the top of their heads. Humpback, orcas, and many other types of whales can be seen in the icy seas of Antarctica. And there's a couple of pictures. Can you see them? There's a picture. There's a picture. So the top picture is an elephant seal, and the bottom one's a humpback whale. Different kinds of seabirds call Antarctica home. They live and nest on Antarctica's shores and look for food in the water. The albatross is one kind of seabird that lives in Antarctica. It has wing. Let me try that again. It has a wingspan of 11 feet, making it the largest flying bird in the world. Penguins, other kinds of seabirds, live and nest in large groups. Unlike other seabirds, these black and white birds cannot fly. Penguins walk on land and swim in the Southern Ocean to look for food. At Palmer Station, scientists are very interested in penguins. These scientists study how the sun, atmosphere, ocean, and food supply cause the penguin population to rise or fall. Because Antarctica is so isolated, scientists can focus on single species and learn a lot about that species and how it survives. I'm going to turn the page now. Here's our last page. Looking back and to the future. Fossils discovered on the islands near the Arctic Peninsula have led many scientists to believe that Antarctica was once a much warmer place, where small, bird-like dinosaurs roamed the land. Fossils of ancient trees also suggest it was warm enough for flowers to bloom. Can you imagine Antarctica warm and sunny? Too much sun, of course, is a problem. Scientists have discovered a hole in the ozone layer in the atmosphere above Antarctica. The ozone layer is a gaseous shield that protects us from the sun's powerful rays. Without this protection, most life on Earth could not survive. To help shrink the ozone hole, governments and many countries are teaming up to decrease pollution. In time, scientists believe this will help solve the problem. The work that scientists do at Palmer Station allows people around the world to learn about our planet's climate, oceans, and animal life. By studying clues from the past and what is happening today, they also uncover information that helps us make important predictions about the future. And that's the end of our informational text about Antarctica. Remember, that's a second-hand text, different from the first-hand text that I read to you yesterday. So I want you to do me a favor today. Now that you've listened to the story and seen the video, I want you to go into Google Docs and I want you to answer those 3 questions for me. Incomplete sentences, please. I'm going to tell you what they are again. I have them written down here in the book so that I would not forget. And I'll make sure that I type them up on Class Dojo. And you always have this video to go back to if you think you need to review even part of it. You don't have to listen to the whole thing again to find the answer to these questions. So question number 1. Why is Antarctica so important to life on Earth? even though it is located far away from most places on the planet? So answer that question. Question number 2. Why do ice shelves form? Answer that question. Remember, again, in complete sentences. Question number 3. Why do you think people have not settled in Antarctica? So I'll be looking for your answers to those 3 questions in a Google Docs. So I know that you did some vocabulary in Google Docs today, and I'm also going to have you pick 2 new words that you did not do today to do tomorrow. I guess when you see the video, it'll be tomorrow. So I'm going to have you pick 2 more of those vocabulary words and put each of those in a sentence. Use the same Google Doc form that you used for the 2 you used today. Just add right to it. And if you want to put your answers to these 3 questions on that same Google Doc form and have them all on one form, you can do that. That actually would be a lot easier. Okay? All right, boys and girls. Bye.